Standing here today, I invite you to imagine not a workout, but a quiet conversation with your own body. A conversation that unfolds through movement rather than words, through sensation rather than effort alone. When we speak about a 10-minute full body workout for seniors, we are not merely discussing exercise routines or repetitions. We are exploring the relationship between time, aging, biology, and the remarkable adaptability of the human organism. 10 minutes may sound small, almost insignificant compared to long gym sessions or structured athletic training, yet within those 10 minutes lies the possibility of profound change, not only in muscles and joints, but in confidence, independence, and the way we inhabit our own lives. Aging often arrives accompanied by a narrative that emphasizes decline. Society tends to describe later years as a period of slowing down, reducing activity, or accepting limitations. Yet biology tells a more nuanced story. The human body does not simply deteriorate, it adapts continuously to the signals it receives. Muscles respond to tension, bones respond to load, the cardiovascular system responds to movement, and the brain responds to novelty and engagement. Even in advanced age, these systems retain an astonishing capacity for plasticity. When seniors engage in intentional movement, even brief and gentle movement, they activate processes that promote resilience. Cells begin communicating differently, circulation improves, neural pathways strengthen. Movement becomes a form of biological dialogue. Many older adults feel intimidated by the idea of exercise because it is often presented in extremes: high intensity, specialized equipment, or complicated routines. Yet the body's fundamental needs remain simple. It asks for regular stimulation across several domains: mobility, strength, balance, coordination, and gentle cardiovascular challenge. A 10-minute session can touch all these elements if approached thoughtfully. What matters is not complexity, but consistency. The nervous system thrives on repeated signals, and small daily actions accumulate into meaningful physiological adaptation. Let us reflect on the nature of time itself. 10 minutes is a duration short enough to overcome resistance. Psychologically, it lowers the barrier to beginning. Many people avoid exercise because they imagine it requires a large investment of energy or willpower. By choosing a brief window, we align with human behavior patterns. The brain perceives the task as achievable, reducing stress and increasing the likelihood of participation. In this way, the structure of a short workout is not only a physical strategy but also a cognitive one. It respects how motivation works. Consider the first moments of movement. Perhaps a gentle march in place, arms swinging naturally. To an observer, it may appear simple, yet beneath the surface a cascade of biological events unfolds. Blood vessels dilate, allowing increased flow to muscles. The heart rate rises gradually, enhancing oxygen delivery. The synovial fluid within joints becomes more active, lubricating surfaces and reducing stiffness. Sensors within muscles and tendons, proprioceptors, begin sending signals to the brain, refining awareness of position and balance. This early phase is less about effort and more about awakening, like turning on lights in a room that has been quiet overnight. As seniors move through gentle warm-up motions, they often notice sensations of tightness or asymmetry. These are not signs of failure, they are messages. Aging tissues may accumulate stiffness due to reduced activity or changes in collagen structure, yet they remain responsive. Slow, controlled movement encourages elasticity. Stretching, when performed mindfully rather than aggressively, invites tissues to adapt without triggering protective tension. The body prefers gradual transitions. Sudden force can provoke resistance, while patient motion fosters cooperation. Strength training without equipment relies on one of the most sophisticated tools available: body weight. When an older adult performs a sit-to-stand movement from a chair, they are engaging multiple muscle groups simultaneously: quadriceps, glutes, core stabilizers, and even the muscles of the feet. From a scientific perspective, this action mimics essential daily tasks, reinforcing functional strength rather than isolated muscle development. Functional movements are particularly valuable for seniors because they translate directly into independence. Each repetition becomes rehearsal for real life. Balance exercises carry their own unique significance. The vestibular system within the inner ear, along with visual and proprioceptive input, contributes to stability. With age, these systems may lose efficiency, increasing fall risk. Yet balance is trainable. Simple practices such as standing on one leg while holding a chair for support stimulate neural pathways that coordinate posture. The brain learns to integrate sensory information more effectively, adjusting micro-movements to maintain equilibrium. What appears to be stillness is actually a dynamic conversation between muscles and nerves. Breathing deserves special attention within a short workout. Many individuals unconsciously hold their breath during exertion, creating unnecessary tension. Conscious breathing regulates the autonomic nervous system, balancing sympathetic activation with parasympathetic calm. Slow inhalations expand the rib cage, improving lung capacity and oxygen exchange. Exhalations encourage relaxation and stability. The rhythm of breath transforms exercise into meditation in motion, reducing anxiety while enhancing focus. The cardiovascular component of a 10-minute routine does not require running or intense exertion. Gentle rhythmic movements, side steps, arm raises, or slow knee lifts can elevate heart rate sufficiently to stimulate circulation. The goal is not exhaustion but engagement. Moderate increases in heart rate encourage the release of nitric oxide, improving vascular function and supporting blood pressure regulation. Over time, even modest activity contributes to improved endurance, allowing seniors to perform daily activities with less fatigue. As we explore these movements, it is important to recognize the psychological dimension of exercise. Aging can sometimes bring feelings of disconnection from the body, especially if pain or illness has been present. A brief daily routine reestablishes trust. Each successful movement reinforces the idea that the body remains capable and responsive. Confidence grows quietly, influencing not only physical health but emotional resilience. Neuroscience offers fascinating insights into why even short workouts can influence mood. Physical activity stimulates the release of neurotransmitters associated with well-being, including endorphins and serotonin. It also promotes neurogenesis in certain brain regions, supporting memory and cognitive function. For seniors, these effects may contribute to clarity of thought and reduced risk of cognitive decline. The brain does not differentiate between serious exercise and gentle movement. It responds to activity itself. Another aspect worth reflecting upon is the relationship between movement and inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation is often associated with aging and various diseases. Regular physical activity helps regulate inflammatory pathways, reducing markers associated with chronic conditions. The mechanism involves improved metabolism, enhanced immune function, and better regulation of stress hormones. Thus, a 10-minute workout becomes more than a physical practice. It becomes a form of internal housekeeping, helping maintain balance within complex biological systems. The simplicity of no-equipment exercise carries philosophical implications as well. When movement requires no special tools, it becomes accessible to nearly everyone. Accessibility removes excuses and barriers, allowing individuals to focus on the experience rather than logistics. There is a certain freedom in realizing that health does not always depend on external resources. The body itself becomes the instrument of change. Imagine a sequence where gentle arm circles flow into slow squats, followed by seated or standing leg lifts. Each movement invites awareness of posture. The spine lengthens, shoulders relax, and the head aligns naturally above the body. Postural awareness influences breathing and balance, creating a feedback loop between structure and function. Over time, improved posture reduces strain on joints and enhances overall efficiency of movement. One of the most profound benefits of short workouts lies in habit formation. The brain favors routines that are predictable and manageable. By committing to 10 minutes daily, seniors cultivate a ritual that integrates seamlessly into life. Habit formation relies on repetition and reward. The reward may be subtle, a sense of warmth in the muscles, improved mood, or the quiet satisfaction of completion, yet it reinforces the behavior, encouraging consistency. Pain is often a concern for older adults beginning exercise. Scientific understanding suggests that gentle movement can reduce certain types of chronic pain by improving circulation and modulating neural sensitivity. However, it is essential to distinguish between discomfort associated with effort and sharp pain that signals injury. Learning to listen to the body's signals becomes part of the practice. Movement should feel supportive rather than punitive. Social factors also influence adherence to exercise routines. Even when practicing alone, individuals may feel connected to a larger community of people pursuing health. Shared experiences create motivation. In group settings, synchronized movement can foster feelings of belonging, which have measurable effects on mental health. Loneliness and inactivity often reinforce each other, while shared movement disrupts that cycle. From a metabolic perspective, brief workouts can enhance insulin sensitivity, supporting blood sugar regulation. This is particularly relevant for seniors at risk of type 2 diabetes. Muscles act as reservoirs for glucose uptake, and even low-intensity contractions signal cells to absorb glucose more efficiently. Thus, movement becomes a powerful tool for metabolic health. As the 10-minute session approaches its later moments, gentle stretching or slow movements allow the nervous system to transition toward calm. This phase is sometimes overlooked, yet it holds significance. Gradual reduction of intensity encourages heart rate recovery and signals safety to the brain. The body learns that activity can end in relaxation, reinforcing positive associations with exercise. Reflecting on the broader meaning of such a routine, we see that it represents more than fitness. It symbolizes autonomy. The ability to stand, move, balance, and breathe comfortably supports independence in daily life. Independence, in turn, influences dignity and self-perception. Each small movement contributes to a larger narrative of resilience. There is also an element of curiosity embedded in movement. When seniors explore how their bodies respond to different motions, they engage in self-discovery. Curiosity transforms exercise from obligation into exploration. Questions arise naturally. How does this movement feel today? What changes when I slow down my breathing? How does my balance improve with practice? These questions invite mindfulness. In the context of scientific curiosity, it is remarkable to consider that every movement initiates a network of biochemical reactions. Muscles release signaling molecules known as myokines, which influence distant organs including the brain and liver. These signals demonstrate that exercise is not isolated to muscles. It is a systemic phenomenon affecting the entire organism. The body operates as an integrated ecosystem. One might wonder why 10 minutes can be sufficient. Research suggests that frequency often matters more than duration, particularly for beginners or individuals with limited mobility. Short, regular sessions prevent prolonged sedentary periods, maintaining metabolic activity throughout the day. They also reduce the psychological burden associated with longer workouts, making adherence more realistic. As we continue to explore this idea, it becomes clear that the true power of a 10-minute workout lies in its adaptability. Movements can be modified to suit different abilities. Someone with joint sensitivity may perform seated variations, while another individual may choose slightly deeper ranges of motion. Personalization ensures safety while maintaining engagement. Perhaps the most meaningful aspect of such a practice is the relationship it cultivates between mind and body. Aging sometimes leads to feelings of separation from physical experience, as if the body becomes unpredictable or unfamiliar. Gentle daily movement reestablishes communication. Sensations become clearer, confidence grows. The body is no longer an obstacle but a partner. As we imagine seniors around the world engaging in such routines, we see more than individuals exercising. We see communities of people reclaiming vitality, redefining aging, and discovering that strength can coexist with gentleness. Movement becomes an expression of gratitude toward the body, a recognition of its enduring capacity. And so the conversation continues, between breath and motion, between science and lived experience, between the past self and the present moment. Each repetition is a sentence in this ongoing dialogue. Each day adds a new layer of understanding. The body listens, adapts, and responds, reminding us that transformation often begins not with grand gestures but with small, consistent acts of care.